them
House
out
doesn't
there.
control their destiny.
I know what's
White House
in those
doesn't say that.
documents. I know something you don't know. I know what's in those documents.
It's awfully
That's why
convenient
it's
for
so
you, Alan, in
important to
this
get
moment to
these
tell me that you know
judicial
something you don't.
documents out there. I can provide some actual eyewitness testimony. I was Epstein's lawyer. I was trying to make him the best possible deal I could make. That's my job. That's what I'm supposed to do. And among the questions I asked him, as any lawyer would, is, can you name people who may have had improper sexual relationships with anybody? And if we can turn those people over to the government, we can maybe get you a better deal. And then I went through a variety of names, including Donald Trump. And Jeffrey Epstein said, no, Trump didn't do anything wrong. I can't say anything about him that would be helpful to the government, even if the government wanted to get him. So I put that question to him. Now, I put it to him well before this email of 2011. I put it to him in 2006 and 7 when I was representing him. But I never, in the years that I represented him, ever heard him saying that Trump was involved in any improper conduct. He did say, I know that for a fact, that he and Trump had a friendship, and that friendship broke up, and, you know, that whole story.
This is the whole story? Really? And we're just supposed to buy that? You literally just admitted you were the lawyer of Jeffrey Epstein, a convicted child trafficker. Your credibility didn't just drop, it evaporated.
The other thing that's important is that we must reveal everything. Everything has to come out. Nothing can be kept secret, because secrecy just absolutely encourages people to speculate, and speculate according to their own narrative, including what has to come out of the names of the accusers. Because some of the accusers, for example, there's a woman named Ransom. She accused Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, a variety of other people of misconduct. And then it turned out she admitted she made the whole thing up. So it's very important that to have total and full disclosure, we have disclosure not only of the accusations, but of the credibility or lack thereof of the accusers. So although I think these revelations are significant, I don't think they do anything to in any way imply or suggest that Trump did anything wrong.
Not exactly. Refusing to release the files is an implication. Maybe not of the sexual stuff, but definitely of something he doesn't want out. But go on, Alan. Keep defending these disgusting people like it's your full-time job.
Yeah, well, I think if Donald Trump were innocent, he would be falling over himself to release every file that he could that would show that he was innocent to the American people. And they're doing the exact opposite. To me, it's he's acting like he's guilty. What he's guilty of, I don't know. Did he know what Jeffrey Epstein was doing? Did he abuse women? Was he taking out loans from Jeffrey Epstein? I don't know what it is that he's covering up or who he's covering up for. But at every stage of this, they have promised transparency, and then they have refused to release this. You said at the beginning of this that you have some sympathy for the White House because Democrats are maybe selectively leaking these things. But the White House can end this at any time by releasing all of the files unredacted outside of the victims' names. They could do that, right? They're not doing it. And so I think it's because
why not the victims' names? Why not the victims'
I
names
sure
as well? That gives a fuller picture. It's not the White House that's keeping a lot of the most important material out. It's judges. 3 federal judges in New York have sealed depositions. I want those depositions out there. The depositions include depositions of Virginia Giuffre. They include depositions of other alleged accusers. And these judges, not the White House. The White House has no control when judges seal materials, because if there are any smoking guns, if there are any serious accusations, they're in deposition transcripts. In my case, in the case of Ghislaine Maxwell, and in other civil cases that have been sealed. I have been trying to get all these depositions unsealed, and these judges won't do it. So let's put the blame where the blame belongs.
Wait a second. If the White House wasn't the one hiding the files, then why did Trump promise to release them the moment he got into office? Come on, Alan. You're lying, and you're not even good at it.
On federal judges who are protecting some people, and that shouldn't be happening.
Alan,
so let's get everything out there, including
I think we're mixing
the
apples and oranges here.
Yeah, no, sorry, I want to make sure that people understand the depositions that Alan is talking about represent about 3% of what would be considered the Epstein files. That's the estimate on that. So 97%
I don't
of the
agree.
documents.
I don't agree with that.
That's the estimates that are out there, Alan.
I bet that's,
like the 90.
I bet it's more than
10%.
10%? Let's pretend you're even telling the truth. What about the other 90%? You're dodging the real issue, and it shows.
Documents that haven't been released are in control of the White House and the DOJ. They could end this at any time. Yes, there are some things that are under seal, but the
no,
vast
they
majority
can't, because they can't get the judges. It'll never end as long as judges are sealing depositions.
That's correct, Alan, but it is misleading.
But the other.
Well, let's get them out there.
Control their destiny.
I know what's in those documents. I know something you don't know. I know what's in those documents. That's why it's so important to get these judicial documents out there. I want them out there. If the judge will give me permission, I have them in my possession. My lawyers have them. Judge, let me give them to Piers Morgan. I want to give them to Piers Morgan. Why, Judge, are you preventing me from disclosing material that would be very, very important in putting a whole picture on this thing?
And you know what, Alan? This might be the only thing you got right in the entire interview. Yes, release the files. Release everything. Because the more people like you talk, the more obvious it becomes. The truth is being buried, and the only way out is full transparency. Let the world see what's been hidden for years.